ladies and gentlemen, to the She Knows Pro Football podcast. Once again, I'm Alice, aka the NFL Girl. And once again, I got my good friend Dominick here with me. Dominick, how you doing today?
Al's doing good. We had some good, exciting games over the weekend. You know, it's 35 degrees and rainy here, but it's going to be great this weekend for the Eagles' trip to the Super Bowl.
Hey, we already counting ahead, I see. You guys, I'm in LA. It's sunny. It's beautiful. 65. I love it. Enjoying it. And I am enjoying the football games. I'm disappointed that the Bills didn't make it this far, but that means that this matchup going into this week is going to be fantastic. We are at Championship Sunday, you guys. These are the teams that are going to head to the Super Bowl. This is the time when everybody has to lay it on the line. Don't matter how hurt you are, you better get your ass out there and play this game. So let's get rolling with our Championship Sunday, starting with our NFC game. We got the San Francisco 49ers headed to Philly to face the Eagles. Dominick, who you got?
Yeah, I kind of just mentioned it there, Alice, but I just think this Eagles team is obviously really good. They dominated the Giants last week, beating them by 31 points. San Francisco had a difficult time with Dallas, which we kind of knew they would because Dallas defense is pretty good. But Christian McCaffrey was kind of gimpy in that game. He only had 57 total yards in the game. That's tough. He's going to have to do more than that against the Eagles here, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. The Eagles defense had 70 sacks this year. They had 4 guys with over 10 sacks, which is the first time in history that happened. I know Trent Williams is the first team All-Pro, and he's a great left tackle. So he's probably going to be able to get a hold and stop Hassan Reddick, but the rest of that Eagles defense is going to be able to do some stuff. They're number 1 in the league in pass defense, 179 yards a game. I think they're going to be able to stop the run a little bit here as well, which is going to make it tough for Brock Purdy. He's going to be the first rookie quarterback ever to win a championship game. Right now, they're 0 for 4. I think it's going to be 0 for 5 after this game. I do think it's going to be a very, very close game, and I think it's going to be pretty low scoring because it's going to be a physical game, but I can see the Eagles pulling this one out by maybe a field goal, something like 23-20.
The 49ers had a grind out game last week against the Cowboys, and they showed that they can get it done in those grind out type of games. But goodness gracious, what we expected and what we got was something totally different. Philly, meanwhile, just blew the doors off the Giants. This team is stacked to the numbers. They have a phenomenal receiving core with our boy Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Good Lord, Titans, I don't know why you gave him up because he's looking fantastic there. Jalen Hurts came back at full strength, looking great in that game, getting it done on the ground and through the air. And they got a solid running game there as well. 49ers, meanwhile, like I said, they had this grind out game. Brock Purdy still getting it done, still getting through all these playoff games. But here, going against the Eagles in Philly, the way Philly is playing right now. Again, 49ers kind of have a little bit better defense, but they're not going to be able to keep up with them as far as scoring, I think, at the end of the day. So I'm going to take the Eagles here at home. I think they're headed back to the Super Bowl. Next up, we got our AFC matchup. We got the Cincinnati Bengals headed to Arrowhead to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Dominick, who you got?
Yeah, this is going to be a great game. It would obviously be even better if Patrick Mahomes wasn't injured. He's still definitely going to play in this game. You're not going to sit out this game. They said it was the same type of injury he had in 2019 against the Jaguars. He was able to play in that game. He's going to play in this one for sure with a chance of the Super Bowl on the line. But I do think it's going to make a big difference. We saw that the Bengals were able to get to Josh Allen. They didn't really knock him down a whole lot, but they were able to put pressure on him last week. They're going to be able to do the same thing here against the Chiefs. It's going to be very difficult for him. Joe Burrow is just a machine. He's just ice cold. They called Matt Ryan Matty Ice. They ought to call Joe Burrows Joey Ice, but obviously Joe Cool works good too. But he's just a stone cold killer right now. I think this team is on a mission. I actually think this game's going to be not a blowout, but it's going to be a bigger spread than the Eagles game. And I do think that the Bengals are going to win this one by like a touchdown, maybe 10 points.
Of the two matchups, this AFC matchup is the one that is probably going to be, to me, a little bit closer simply because I think these teams are slightly more evenly matched. I love Joe Burrow. And again, phenomenal receivers there with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. Great running game in Joe Mixon, in Samaje Perine. Chiefs, the best thing about them is Patrick Mahomes and the matchup that he has with Travis Kelce. But right now, that ankle gives me me a huge concern going in. Now, he's back at practice. He is going to practice through the whole week. There's no way in holy hell this man is not going to play going in. But with that ankle, you got to keep in mind, everyone knows that this ankle is hurt. They're going to be going after him. They're going to try to tackle him to try and slow him down throughout this game. At some point, does that become an issue? I think it does. That's what is concerning me. I know that they're going to have the crowd behind them at Arrowhead Stadium. I know that they've got a good running game this year in Isaiah Pacheco, but is this at the end going to be an issue for them? I think it is. Again, like I said, I'm having a hard time picking this one because I love both teams. But at the end of the day, I think somehow the Chiefs find a way to pull it out. I think the Chiefs are headed back to the Super Bowl. Well, you guys, that's all the time we have today. I want to thank everybody again for listening. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at TheNFLGirl320. Dominic, where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter at EnvisionFF.
You can read more of my thoughts on SheKnowsProFootball.com. Dominic, where can they read your work?
You can read my work at PhiladelphiaEagles.com, SportsBookWire.com, and The Athletic.
That's all the time we have, you guys. See you back here next week.